Hello everyone, this is Grete, the artist behind Moonlore here. Today I've got a fun little video showing the process of a piece of one of my characters, which I'm drawing as part of an OC directory that I'm making. This particular character is Essie, my very first tabletop RPG character. She's a character I've had for well over 6 years now. She's from a game system called Anima Beyond Fantasy, and she's something called a Nephilim Daimah, and her class is Wizard. Nephilims are Anima's answer to different races. Nephilims are humans who are born with the souls of members of another race, and Daimah were essentially cat people. The different race soul sort of impacts the body of the human, which is what gives them the differences, but they are essentially still kind of human, but kind of not. Essie is also a priestess of Lilium, which is essentially a nature religion, and they all worship an entity called the Mother as their main goddess. And every single other god, demon, or other supernatural entity of great power is just considered a spirit. She's from the Anima universe equivalent of Ireland, the British Isles. I'm not entirely sure what exactly Alberia is supposed to be, but there's a lot of forests and the world guide gives really Irish sounding names, so there you go. She's a bit of a tricky character to nail down. She can be really lighthearted and goofy and very unserious, but her overzealous love for her religion and her strange attachment to people she gets close to shows that she's not that normal. I would even go so far as to call her a bit of a yandere. But aside from her obsessive attachments, she's very clever and cunning. After all, in the canon Anima setting, anything supernatural and magical is hunted down by the Christian Church, and she has to hide both her identity as a Nephilim and also the fact that she's a wizard. In her homeland, there wasn't much of an issue since she was a prized member of her community, but out in the rest of the world, things got a bit tricky, especially on the rest of the old continent. I started playing her adventure with multiple people, but the only character that consistently stayed by her side was Kinji Moritaka, a human acrobatic warrior from Fantasy Japan, played by the guy who is now my partner. I've got a comic project that I will pick up again once I've finished my current $3 Patreon tier comic project, and the story follows the two of them as they travel through Kinji's homeland towards his old home on a mission to bring the actual killer of his old master to justice. The adventure started off with the Anima starter set adventure, the one with the airship and the island with the 57 different things to do. We somehow skipped everything and went straight to the church. We had a talent for that, skipping everything and going into the mouth of danger. And we also had a very terrible tendency to abandon things when they got over our heads. The GM had a tendency to put us into really dangerous situations and magically expect first-time players to know what to do, and it led to a few unfortunate situations. Namely, working for the Black Sun, which was a trip and a half and definitely not fun. Any of those who are familiar with the Anima setting would know that the Black Sun is a company that deals with a lot of magical items, but also has a subsect that deals with a lot of necromancy and wants to destroy the entire church, which is a huge undertaking in this setting. Essie has lived through quite a lot, and most of her story now exists only in my head, since the game ended years and years ago. But I hope that someday I can play her once again and see what shenanigans Essie can get up to with her partner Kinji. Thank you all so much for watching and for listening to me rant about my weird reincarnated cat girl daughter. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please do consider subscribing and leaving a thumbs up on the video. Shout out to all my patrons who supported me throughout the last few months. If you'd like to join them in supporting me, there's a link in the video description to my Patreon. This has been Moonlore, and I'll be seeing you all next time.